Hello, entrepreneurs. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming onto my channel. I am Michelle O'Connor, your business growth coach. I am happy to have you. I'm just getting notification about who is coming on. Just want to give persons a little bit more time. And so if you're joining and you know of someone who has a business, they want to learn how to develop their sales plan, go ahead and share this link. You can let them know we're not going to be long, maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes, depending on, if we have questions outside of what is being shared. And it may not be, they may not say, you know what, I don't have a sales plan. It could be that you realize that they're always busy. It could be you realize that they are always just moving at last minute. It could be anything. Once they own a business, go ahead and share the link. And when you come on, let me know where you're joining from. Let me know if you have a business. Let me know if there are any questions that you're looking forward to ask or anything you're looking for us to answer for you this evening as we talk about developing sales plans. No, let me just exit this. One of the things I realized for entrepreneurs that I've been talking to, why I decided to have this conversation, we think that something like a sales plan is big. Everybody's supposed to know, right? Everybody's supposed to know about a sales plan and that they need it. However, I have come to realize that the things that we take for granted and the things that we think are simple, not everybody have them. Not everybody know about it. Not everybody know what it is. I mean, I was working with an entrepreneur who's been in business for like 25 years. And the first thing I did when I went to her, I asked her, okay, let me see your sales plan so I have an idea. She's like, what's that? All right, let me see how it is that you plan to reach your clients, to reach a target that you have. Let me see what that looks like. She had no idea what I was talking about. And so that is how I know that more than we know and we think, there are persons who don't understand what a sales plan is. And if you think about it, it won't just impact the possibility for you to generate revenue. It impacts, I'm sorry, I'm just responding to some notification. It impacts how you communicate with your staff, your employees. If you find that everything is always last minute, they might be frustrated with you. And let me just say this: when you're a boss, your employees are frustrated with you. Full stop. Because you're always going to be coming up with ideas on the fly. You want them to execute it. You also come up with ideas and they do it, and then you give feedback, and when you get it back, you have another idea. They don't like that. So let me just tell you, as an employee and as a boss and as a consultant, they're already frustrated with you. So have a sales plan, have a plan as to how you're going to reach your clients, have a plan as to how you're going to grow your sales, to just reduce the I wouldn't say hatred, but just reduce the tension in how you work. Also, I say this, their Mother's Day is coming up. If you do products, do you know that Mother's Day is coming up? Have you already put something in place to ensure that you're able to reach your clients at that time? So that's what we're going to be talking about. I think we can go ahead and start. I want to share with you, we're going to talk tonight about, I didn't get a chance to post it on Instagram, so I'm just noting it on Instagram that we are live, so persons can hop on over and join in on the conversation. All right, so I'm going to be talking to you about a few things you need to ensure you have in place when you're thinking about developing your sales plan. Now, number one, you need to know who you're targeting. So often, and I know you don't have to know this because you're a creative or you're the person coming up with the idea, so you jump and run. And let me also say this: sometimes you find that there are entrepreneurs who are like, oh, I've been in business for how many years and I've never had any of this and I'm fine. You're fine right now. But have you thought about what's going to happen to you 5 years later? How often do you take vacation? Are you able to take a break? Do you have somebody in place who can run the business you want to go off and take a sick day, spend some time with your family? So yes, you may not have had this, but will you need it? No. The entrepreneurs that I'm working with now, some of them have been in business for over 25 years. And what they're feeling right now is burnout. They're feeling that they've just been working because you're just doing this to meet this, doing this to meet, and you don't have something in plan for the long term. So thank you guys for joining. Go ahead, type something in the chat and let me know where it is that you're joining from. So the first thing you need to know is you need to know what your target market is, right? So you need to know your target market. And we spoke about this before when, if you joined, I think I spoke about it in one of our previous lives in terms of developing that plan for your business. Who are you targeting? You know, identify who you're targeting and be specific. I have learned this, and I've learned this the hard way, that the more specific you are, the quicker you grow. Sometimes we're casting our net too wide. You know, we're not going in a specific place. You know, my coach Myron Goulding will make reference to the Bible when the Lord gave them the instructions to cast it right here, so, and cast it at this point in time. We're casting our net too wide. We're trying to reach too many people. And so our audience is all jumbled and confused. So I am serving entrepreneurs who have a lot of ideas and need to pick one. I help them to pick one so they can be successful at it. So if you are that person, you will hear that message and think, oh my God, Michelle is talking to me, because I always have a lot of ideas in my head and I don't know where to channel and what it is that I need to do. So identify your target market. And when we say identify, you want to know age, you want to know gender, you want to know income, you want to know their likes and dislikes, you want to know everything about them, like write about them like they're a real person like you and I. So write down what it is that I'm looking for from the person that I'm going to be targeting. So ensure that you know who your target market is. Otherwise, when you're selling, you are just going to be throwing things out there. I've spoken to entrepreneurs who, one of the challenges that they have is they're busy. I'm posting on here, I'm posting on there. Oh, I have 1 million likes over here. All of those things are happening. My office is always full, but at the end of the day, they're not seeing the returns that they would like. It's because you're not clear who your entrepreneur, your target market is, or you might be clear in your head, but you have not defined it to the point where your sales activities are directly linked to your target market. So the next thing you want to do is, what are the sales objectives that I have? Or you might call them, what are your targets, right? What are your, let's call them sales. What are your sales targets? Now, let's use an example. If it is that you're targeting doctors, you want to have, and I'm just going to do this on a different page. If you're targeting doctors, this is how I want you to lay out your sales plan so it is very, very clear. So this is your, and I probably can do it on this. This is your target market. This is your sales targets. So, for example, you're targeting doctors, and you would have defined it some more, right? If you're targeting doctors, what you want to say is, okay, how much am I looking to earn? When you do it that way, guys, your actions are so intentional, and you don't get pulled into everything that's happening. You don't get pulled into, oh, this person is doing this, so I may need to do it. No. We had a meeting with our group last week, and one of the persons, one of the things she shared, which for me was just really great, when you're able to realize the things that make you tick and the things that, keep you going, is that she just wants to work with corporate organizations. And that is okay, because that way you can now list the organizations that you want to work with, list how much, and as we go along, you'll see the other things that are added. So ensure that you have your target market. And yes, I see A. Smith Green, that's Andrea, saying that you need to define your niche. And when I say define it, guys, write about it like a person. So this person wakes up in the morning, she has her kids to take to school, or she goes to the gym, or she's up late at night, she's an entrepreneur, she has no, plus she have a 9 to 5, she has no time in the day. So when you write about it like a person, when you're delivering your message to that person, to your target audience, you're speaking in their language, and you know exactly what it is. We call it their thinking, feeling, and doing. So define what's the amount that you're expecting to achieve or generate from this particular target market. Then you want your sales strategy. So I shorten it because I'm going to write something else over here. Now, when you defined, and it, as I said before, it will be way more detailed than this. When you define what your who your target market is, when you get to your strategy, you would know what their lifestyle is like. You know where they are. So you start thinking about that and you start writing it down. You know, how am I going to reach them? What do I need to put in place? If I'm trying to think of an example that I helped someone with recently. You know, what tools are you going to be using? Will I be on social media? Will I be sending out emails? Will I be doing direct marketing? If you're targeting doctors, maybe you offer medical supplies. Will you be walking to the offices? Will you be doing phone calls? What is it that you're going to be putting in place so you can reach this person? And that is why you need to define them, and define them as clearly as possible, because when you do that, then you can be very detailed. You know how much you're getting, and you know what is the strategy that you're putting in place to reach them. Right? So ensure that you know what your strategy is. Then from your strategy, we call it tactics, but it can be actions or activities. So these are now your sales activities. It's a little bit different from your strategy because your strategy is broader. Your tactics now, or your activities, go directly into what am I doing today. So today I'm going to be sending out 100 emails. Today I'm going to be visiting X amount of persons. Today I'm going to go to the expo that is going to be held. So you start refining a little bit more the activities that you're going to be taking on to support your strategy. I hope I'm making sense, and I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. So if you don't understand or you have a question, I'm looking in the chat, so you can go ahead and just type it in the chat. So you want to define it, and every time you have an activity, you're looking back at who you're targeting. You're looking back at the person you're targeting. I had a call with someone yesterday. She's a marketing. She operates a marketing company, and her first question to me was, "How is your content?" And I asked her, why did you reach out to me? You're an entrepreneur. So she would have defined her target market to be entrepreneurs who she probably realized post a lot of content, or is supposed to be posting or sending emails or writing newsletter, short form, long form, content, to say, hey, what? You are the person that I want to target, and this is how I'm going to be targeting persons. One of the activities, I just send them a message on Instagram and ask if they have 10 minutes. No, let me be realistic. 30 minutes to 1 hour to have a conversation with me. So you want to ensure that your activities are directly linked. So you know who you're targeting, you know what your target is, you know what the overall strategy is that you're going to be using to get to these persons. You might be going to events that they're at, mixers, you're going on their social media page, you name it. And then the specific activities that you're going to be taking on to meet those persons. The next thing, which can't hold right here, I was hoping to have it there, is your target. Not your target, how you're going to measure success. Some persons know it as key performance indicators, but how will you know if the activities that you embark on are successful? So if you think about it, whenever you do something, you need to be able to say, did it have the intended impact that I want? And guys, the impact does not have to be financial right now. It could be that you're just increasing your presence. It could be that you're just sharing knowledge. It could be, if you're on social media, I want to engage 100 persons. After you finish your live, you go on your social media platform and you look. It could be that I want to increase my email listing by 100. After you've done your activity, maybe you're doing a series of, you're doing a summit, or you're doing a mastermind. You go back to your email list and you look to see if you actually achieve the intended results. And the result is just the result. When you are finished, you are able to say, okay, what could I have done differently? What didn't I do? What could I do? What did I do well? And by just doing it, you're growing. And I know sometimes it's hard to hear. It was hard for me to hear, don't be tied to the result, but the result is why we're doing it in the first place, right? So what I want you to do is ensure that for every activity that you take on, that you are noting what the intended result is that you are looking for. Otherwise, you're just busy and you're wondering why you're not generating the results that you're supposed to generate, because you are just busy. You're just doing things. It's not tied to anything specific. And I'm not saying that things can't happen on the fly, because I can tell you, as a boss, things happen on the fly. So I'm here yesterday and I had this idea of something I wanted to create. I took up my phone and I sent my VA a nice little apology voice note and begged them, please, if they could work on this for me within a day, because I wanted it for today. I wanted to send something to some person for today. It's just the way it is, but that should not be how you're operating every single day. You want to ensure that you have a plan and you want to stick to it so you're not pulled all over the place. And again, I say it doesn't mean that you're not coming up with ideas and suggestions on the fly. It means that you're very deliberate and you plan out your time. So maybe Anika is an accountant and Anika knows that this time is a very busy time for her. Then she can start targeting her clients from last quarter, from quarter four, between October to December, to start bring them on. She also can know what her schedule is going to look like. If she have family to take care of, she make plans around that, because as entrepreneurs, we forget that we're also living, breathing human beings and we're not machines, and there are other people who need our attention, and we also need to take care of ourselves. So when you plan around that and you plan like that, then you are able to, maybe, as an accountant, I may need to get some support, or when I think about what causes my clients to be late, I think about what causes my clients to be late. What other support can I give to them? What else can I do? So when you're very, very targeted with your sales plan, and those are some of the things that you're able to do. The other thing that I would hope that you would have had is your overall budget. Now, when you're working on your sales plan, don't sit and judge this number too much. You put 100,000 here and you're like, oh no, I think that number is too high. Don't judge the number too much, because guess what? Sometimes when you work through the activities that you can take on, you may realize that there is so much more that you're able to do. There's so much more that you're able to offer. You also, when you go through your tactics, one of the other things I do with my clients is that I look at what support do you need to make this happen. So you might be looking at it as 100,000, and I do this all the time, and I think I may have done it in one of my previous videos. Divide that by 12 and see how much it is per month, and you realize it's not that big of a deal. You may need to be sending out emails, and you're thinking you may need to write all your emails. Hire a content writer. And I say it this way, and yes, I say it lightly, because I have proven that when you hire persons who have the expertise in doing things, they get it done faster and they get it done way better than you can do it. Spend your time developing your leads, building your relationships, and going out there and doing the things that you're good at, and allow persons to do the admin work that you cannot do. So ensure that you're spending time working through your activities. You're able to see, okay, you know what? Oh my God, I need to send 10 lives. I need to send 10 emails for this particular summit or conference that I'm going to be on. How am I going to do it? Invest in a tool that you can do it with. Hire somebody to go through and give you a list of the doctors in your region so you don't have to do it. So when you write out your activities, it's not for you to say, oh my God, I can't do all of this on my own, but it's really for you to say, all right, you know what support do I need? Where is the support and how much is it going to cost? And that is how you get your overall budget. So this is a budget that is linked to this particular my sales plan, because of course, if you hire a resource, the resource is going to be supporting with other things, and you work it through. This, guys, will help you to operate way more easier. There are many things that come even after that, because one of the things I have a content planner that I use. I don't know if it will show clearly here. I'll probably take a picture and post it on my social media page. That comes from a sales plan. Everything comes from here. Your marketing activities come from here. I did a video, and I think this is one of the things that led to me doing this live, because I realized that not many persons knew what a sales plan is. You're hiring persons to do your marketing. They don't know what they're marketing. They don't know who they're marketing to, because you have not defined it. So you want to take the time to work that through. So somebody comes and you're like, you know what? I need somebody to help with marketing. Here is my sales plan. Here's how I'm targeting persons. Here's who I'm targeting, and here's how much I'm looking to earn. They can tell you, hey, you know what? If you need 10 people to register for your course, you need to target 75 persons based on the hit rate, the conversion ratio. And then they can now say, all right, in order for you to find 75 people, these are some of the things that you are going to need to do. But you need to have a plan. You need to have the plan. Your content plan now helps you. You now know, all right, you know what? I'm going to be showing up on YouTube. I'm showing up on Facebook, or I'm using StreamYard right now, because guess what? Imagine I'm here and I'm on Facebook here, and then I'm on YouTube on my phone, and I constantly have to be looking all over the place. I just invest in using StreamYard. That way I stream from one place, and I'm able to see where persons are joining from. I'm able to interact with them different places, and life is easier. And you're able to deliver your product in a more in an easier way and more palatable for persons. And yes, it is important for you to recognize and acknowledge when you need support as an entrepreneur. It makes life so much easier. If you think about it, you think about going to the doctor. You have doctors for different things, especially as women. You have an OBGYN, you have a general practitioner, you have an optician, and the men have that as well. They may not have an OBGYN, they may have somebody else, but you go to doctor based on the area of specialty. It's no different for your business. And what's causing burnout for a lot of us as entrepreneurs is that we're trying to take on everything because we believe we're experts at everything. Lots of businesses are they run for maybe 5 years before they make a profit, simply because they invest in the foundation and the tools that they need in order to get there. But it starts from somewhere. You need to know where you're going. You need to know how you're going to get there. And you need to know the legs that's taking you there. So you can be more targeted at the person that you're offering your service to, and you're able to execute better. I realized today that I needed somebody else to do something for me on my team, because I really and truly don't have the time. And at the end of the day, a lot of us, maybe some of us just started out as entrepreneurs, but a lot of us, we went into entrepreneurship because we wanted to create some time freedom, and we end up taking on so much we don't have no time for our friends or our families. And I'm not saying that you're not going to push, and there are some times when you're going over and beyond, but have a plan as to what it is that you want to achieve, how it is you're going to get there, and the support that you need. So that's what I want to share with you guys this evening. I hope you found it informative. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the feedback that's in the chat. If you have anybody that you know is an entrepreneur, I want you to go ahead and I want you to share the live with them. Let them know that we're on every Wednesday. I think next week I'm going on a Tuesday, but I'll ensure that I post it, because I'm bringing 2 persons on next 2 weeks. And they have some juice to give you, and I'm working with their schedule. So ensure, guys, as an entrepreneur, as Anika has said, you need to ensure that you are hiring a person that can support you to get the job done, to ensure that you can execute on your sales plan in a very, very effective way. So thank you guys for coming on. Go follow me on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. Strategy with Michelle. Of course, if you're joining on YouTube, it's Michelle O'Connor on LinkedIn. And go ahead and thank you for being a part of my community. Share, remember, like, share, subscribe. All right, guys, have a good evening. Bye.